Hello students, myself Rajesh. Today's topic is vitamins, its classification and deficiency diseases. This topic is important for your one-day competitive examination for the post of pharmacist, staff nurse, CHO, mail worker and lab technician. So let's start our class. So the vitamins. So these are the organic compounds. It's required in small amount in our diet. For why? Perform the specific biological functions which are required for the maintenance of optimum growth and health of an organism, right? Coming to its classification, depending upon its solubility, right? Depending it upon solubility, we can classify as fat soluble, water soluble. In case of fat soluble, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K, these four are comes under fat soluble vitamin. The water soluble vitamins are classified as non-B complex and B complex. In non-B complex, vitamin C, also called ascorbic acid, and in B complex, these are classified as again two, energy releasing and hematopoietic. Energy releasing vitamins are vitamin B1, it is called thiamine, vitamin B2 called as riboflavins, and vitamin B3 it is niacin, vitamin B5 it is so called pantothenic acid, and vitamin B6 it is pyridoxine, and vitamin B7 it is so called the biotin. Here the hematopoietics are vitamin B9 or it is called the folic acid, and vitamin B12 it is cobalamin. It is called cobalamin, right? So here one term is there, hematopoietic. So what it means? First of all, we need to know about the hematopoietic, right? Why we consider the vitamin B9 and vitamin B12 as a hematopoietic vitamins? So what is it needs? So what is hematopoietic means? First of all, hematopoiesis. It is a hematopoiesis is blood cell production, right? It is a process which will involve in the production of blood cells. So why the blood cells are required? So what are the blood cells? For example, the erythrocytes, also called RBCs. These are important blood cell. What its function? It carries oxygen to the blood. Means it participate in cellular respiration, right? Cellular respiration. So for the formation of RBC, the vitamin B12 is important. Next one is next blood cell, so called the leukocyte. What means WBC, white blood cells. Why these are important? It fight against infection, right? Next blood cells are platelets. Why platelet is important? It clot your blood during injury. Clot blood during injury, right? So this way we can classify as the B complex and hematopoietics. Hematopoietics means which are required in the production of blood cells. The major blood cell for that is RBC. For this RBC formation, vitamin B12 and vitamin B9 are important. So due to deficiency of vitamin B9 and B12, anemia will be occur because the blood cells are not produced by the deficiency of vitamin B12 and B9, right? Coming to next individual vitamins, first one is vitamin A. So we can One of the terms is provitamin, right? Provitamin, which is similar action to the main vitamin. So in vitamin A, the carotene is the provitamin of vitamin A, which is found in plant. So there are some vitamins are there: retinol, retinal, and retinoic acid. Depending upon its functional group, it is classified as these three way, and these all are called the retinoids, right? Here one question will be formed in one liner: rhodopsin cycle or wall cycle related to which vitamin? We can say vitamin A. Why? This is a complex biochemical process that allows us to see in low light condition. So this process explains us how a human being can see an object in low light condition. So that cycle is called as rhodopsin cycle or Wall's visual cycle. Another important beta carotene of vitamin A is carotenoids. Its use is as antioxidant, right? So why an antioxidant is required? Here we call antioxidant. Yes. So why an antioxidant is important? What is its role? Most often a substance is called the free radicals in our body can cause cancer. So these free radicals are the dangerous to human body. So how these free radicals are formed? By the environmental factor. Mostly the environmental factors are the main cause of free radicals. What are those? Those are tobacco, smoke, and air pollution. Also the UV rays. So these all are cause the free radicals in our body, which will lead to the cancer. So the antioxidant fight against these free radicals, which will protect us from the deadliest cancer like diseases, right? So vitamin A act as an antioxidant. In vitamin A, the carotenoids are act as an antioxidant. So next, coming to its deficiency. In its deficiency, first one is night blindness, or so called nyctalopia, and xerophthalmia, which relates to dryness in conjunctiva and cornea of an eye. Next one, bitter spot. This is a white triangular plaque in conjunctiva. See here. These types of plaque will be occur in conjunctiva, so called bitter spot. Keratomalacia, in the sense total blindness, is keratomalacia. These are the deficiency disorders. One, in human body, the deficiency of vitamin A is occur. This deficiency or these diseases may be come to human being, affect to human being. Next, coming to the vitamin D, right? What is vitamin D? We call as sunshine vitamin. Why? Because in the morning sunlight, the UV ray which is present in sunlight, it will help to produce the vitamin D in human skin, and it also function like as hormone. One of the provitamins are ergocalciferol vitamin D2 and cholecalciferol D3. These two are the provitamins of vitamin D. Coming to calcitriol, it is 1,2,5 dihydroxy cholecalciferol. It is the biologically active form of vitamin D which regulates the plasma level of calcium and phosphate, right? Whenever the calcium and phosphate level in the plasma is getting down, the calcitriol will activate, and it will act in the stomach, which will means absorb the vitamin D from our diet. Its deficiency is rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. Right? Rickets in the sense what? Rickets in the sense the bone will be not forms properly, improper growth of bone. And osteomalacia, what do you mean by osteomalacia? It is softening of bone caused by impaired metabolism, primarily due to the inadequate availability of phosphorus, phosphorus and calcium, phosphate and calcium. Whenever there is improper availability of phosphate and calcium, we affected with osteomalacia disease. Next, coming to vitamin E, so called tocopherol, right? It is called as antioxidant. Vitamin E also act as an antioxidant property, and it is an anti-sterility vitamin in the sense whenever the deficiency of vitamin E will leads to problem in reproduction, right? It will affect the human reproduction system, and it is a vitamin in search of disease. Means when the vitamin E is the deficiency occurs, there is no such diseases will occur, but it will affect the reproductive system. So that's why it is called anti-sterility vitamin. Next one is vitamin K. It is so called in three forms, different three forms: vitamin K1, K2, and K3. K1 is phyloquinone present in plant, minoquinone K2 produced by the intestinal bacteria. This vitamin is produced in our intestine by bacteria. K3 is minodine. It is a synthetic form which is produced by in lab basis. So why it is required? So it activates, or it is required for the production of blood clotting factor. Why blood clotting factors are required? Whenever you got an accident, the blood will be lost. With its short time of period, it will be clotted by the platelets. If the clotting is not occurred, that means the flow of blood will be continuous, and finally it leads to the brain hemorrhage. So the deficiency disorder is life threatening bleeding disorders. The deficiency of vitamin K leads to life threatening bleeding disorders, right? So coming to next, so we complete the fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, their scientific names as well as the deficiency. Coming to the next, the B vitamins or B complex vitamins, it is called B1, so called thiamine. So it having the pyrimidine ring and thiazole ring in its structure. So there may be a question in which vitamin the pyrimidine ring is available. So we can say it is vitamin B1, so called thiamine. In its deficiency leads to the beriberi. Like this type of skin conditions will be shown in case of beriberi disorder. Next vitamin B2, riboflavin. Most of it is an coenzyme that takes part in variety of cellular oxidation and reduction reaction. So the vitamin which act as an coenzyme, we need to say it is vitamin B2, so called riboflavin. Its deficiency leads to cheilosis, that means fissures at the corner of the mouth. So this type of appearance will be occur due to cheilosis. And the glossides, that means our tongue will be smooth and purplish in nature. This is the deficiency symptoms of vitamin B2 riboflavin. Coming to the next, vitamin B3. So what do you mean vitamin B3? It is so called niacin. It is an pyridine derivative. So in one layer we can got a question, the pyridine derivatives. So we need to answer vitamin B3 niacin. Its deficiency leads to D3. What do you mean by D3? First it is dermatitis. This type of skin condition will be occur. Next one is diarrhea, and finally the dementia. So what is dementia? Here one term is we need to know. Dementia means it will characterized by a loss of cognitive function, right? Cognitive functioning. What is cognitive functioning means? Such as our thinking and remembering, reasoning, the power. This ability will be performed every day, which we will perform this ability in every day. It will affect, means it will hamper the day to day life thoughts of an human. Next vitamin is vitamin B6, pyridoxine. In pyridoxine deficiency is neurological symptoms like depression, like mental confusions, convulsions. What do you mean by convulsion? Rapid involuntary muscle contraction will be occur that cause uncontrollable checking of limb movement, right? Next is peripheral neuropathy, which is it occurs the nerves in the peripheral nervous system are damaged. so-called peripheral neuropathy. Next vitamin is vitamin B7, so-called biotin. It is an anti-egg white injury factor. Why it is called as anti-egg white? Because when we take as a egg white, raw egg white as a food diet, then it will obstruct the vitamin B7 uptake. Why? It's bind with the vitamin B7, and it is in that time our body system unable to absorb the vitamin B7, so it is so called as anti egg white injury factor. So when we take the raw egg white, the vitamin B7 absorption is stop and getting down. It will not absorb the stomach properly, and it is a sulfur containing B complex vitamin. Its deficiency leads to anemia, loss of appetite, nausea, dermatitis, and glossitis. These are the symptoms, right? Next one, vitamin B5, so called pantothenic acid. A deficiency lead to burning feet syndrome. Means in our feet there is a burning sensation will be feel. Next one, vitamin B9. It is folic acid. A deficiency is macrocytic anemia. What is macrocytic anemia? The RBC larger. The RBCs are larger than its normal volume. That is normal volume. Next one is vitamin B12, cobalamin, also known as anti-pernicious anemia vitamin, right? The structure of vitamin B12 consists of an corine ring at central cobalt atom. There may be a question last year will be mostly repeated question. The corine ring present in which vitamin? We need to know. It is vitamin B12, and the central cobalt atom also present in cobalamin vitamin. The intrinsic factor is required for the absorption of vitamin B12 in our stomach. The intrinsic factor is required for the absorption of vitamin B12. So what do you mean by intrinsic factor? It is a glycoprotein produced by stomach peritoneal cell. In our stomach peritoneal cell, the intrinsic factor will be produced, which is needed for the absorption of vitamin B12. And if this deficiency lead to pernicious anemia. These are the autoimmune disorder that occurs when body cannot absorb enough vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is synthesized only by microorganisms, so called anaerobic bacteria is required for the synthesis of vitamin B12. So thank you all. This is end of today's session. I hope you really learn some new things. Thank you.